Hey guys, your flipped video tonight is about ellipses. Okay? Now, the general form for an ellipse looks like this. And you might say, to begin with, you might say, this looks a lot different from a circle. Well, if you'll notice, here and here, can you tell me where you think the center might be of an ellipse? Use your knowledge from yesterday and use your knowledge from transformations. And I hope you realize that the center of this ellipse is going to be at HK. Okay? All our centers are going to be HK. All right? So keep that in mind as you're working. With a circle, it was nothing down here, and it equaled r squared, right? Okay? R squared was the radius. So think about this. If there's a number under the x squared, the square root of this number under here is how far you're going to go on the x-axis. The square root of the number under here is how far you're going to go on the y-axis, or the y direction, not necessarily the y-axis, depending on where the center is. Okay? So if we're looking at this particular ellipse, okay, let me write this formula real quick, right? X minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. It's got to equal 1 or it's not in the correct form. Okay? If it doesn't equal 1, you have to divide everything by that number to make it equal 1. Alright? So if we're trying to write the equation of this ellipse right here, we would count along the x-axis. Okay, first of all, we can tell our centers at 0, 0, so we're just going to have x squared up here, and we're just going to have y squared up here, and that's going to equal 1. Okay? How far along the x-axis did we travel from the center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our, our horizontal, it's not really a radius because it's not a circle, but a distance. This is our a value, and that's a 5, so 25 goes underneath. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Our vertical distance, or the b, that b value, that's 3, so this is 9. Okay? So that's what it looks like if you were given a circle and asked for the equation. Alright? What about if you're given an equation and asked for the circle? Can you go backwards? Let's say 16 y plus 3 squared over 36 equals 1. How would we graph this equation? Well, we have to find the center first, don't we? The center is 1, negative 3. Okay? 1, negative 3. Now, how far are we going to go along the x-axis, or the x direction, horizontally? Hopefully you see that we'll go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's the square root of 16. We have to go both directions, 4. Okay? Now, how far are we going to go the y direction, or vertically? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. Okay? So do you see how that gets us the shape of our ellipse? All we have left to do is do our best to make a roundish, ellipse-ish shape. Okay? Some of you yesterday in your questions did have questions about whether ellipses and circles were similar. I hope that you see now that they are similar. The x squared term and the y squared term are being added, just as something simple to begin with. They do equal something different. The circle equals radius squared, an ellipse equals 1. A circle doesn't have any numbers under here, or if they do, they're the same. Hopefully you see that. If this was 16 and this was 16, we'd go this way 4, up 4, and down 4, and we connected that. That would all be a circle. Okay? But hopefully that answers some of the questions from yesterday about whether ellipses and circles are the same, and we will talk about the rest in class tomorrow. Have a great day. Don't forget to fill out your whisk.